Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Nathan with Freedom Influencer. We're going to be talking about why I believe that you should start an internet business. I'm going to talk to you guys about why I did it, but more importantly, what this entire video is about is passive income and compounding efforts. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Yo, what's going on, you guys? This is Nathan Lucas with Freedom Influencer. If this is your first time here on my channel, we talk about how to make money online, how to generate a passive income, affiliate marketing, everything about growing a brand on the internet. If you guys want more videos on that, that's what this channel is all about. And I invite you guys to go down, subscribe, and be sure to hit that bell notification if you want to get notified when I come out with new videos and when I go live, which I'm giving away $100 every live stream right now. So be sure to do that. But the reason that we're here is because we're talking about this, right? And you should be able to see this right now. This is a $100 bill. I want you to imagine that if you could put this $100 bill, I want you to imagine having a $100 bill in your hand right now. And I want you to imagine putting this into, let's just say, a machine or an ATM. And every time you put $100 in, you get $200 back. Or maybe you put $100 in, you get a couple $100 back, okay? That's what I want to talk about in this video, because the way that technology has changed and starting an internet business has changed the way that we do business. A lot of people, I think, are still left in the dark and don't truly understand the power of creating an online business. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about money in this video. That's what we're going to be talking about, is this green stuff, which really there's no meaning to money. It's the value that we give it and what you can do with money. But I'm letting you guys know we're going to be talking a lot about money in this video. But also I want you guys to understand that my drive is not just to get more of this. Okay, it's not. I don't want people to think that the only way to success is only thinking about getting more money. All right. It's beyond that. It's about your why. It's about what drives you to be able to obtain more money in your life. Okay. And for me personally, I have many different things that drive me, but I just want you guys to understand that whatever it is, there's a driving force behind what people go through to become wealthy. Okay. And for me personally, okay, there's many different things. I'm obviously not going to go into detail for every little thing that drives me and why I do what I do and what moves my business forward and why I wake up in the morning, or we would be here all day. That's not what this video is about. But I want to share with you guys and hopefully bring you to a better understanding of why you need to be building an internet business right now. Okay, why you need to be doing it and why it's worth your time. So let's get into the details of this video real quick. And first of all, let's get something right out here, right on the table, right to begin with. And that is, most people fail. Most people fail at creating a successful internet business. Okay. Now here's the thing about that. Okay. Most people look at those statistics and they say, well, most people fail, so I'm not going to do it. That is the mind of a loser. That is the mindset of a loser, okay? If you want to create a result in your life, never, ever, never, ever look at it on a mass scale and say, well, if most people fail, then I can't do it either. I want you to think about anyone who's ever done anything great and tell me that they had that kind of a mindset. This goes for anything. It goes for anything with financial. If you look at any type of sports authority, people who've actually made it, they don't look at statistics. Otherwise, they would never start. So you have to understand, we talk a lot about mindset on this channel as well. And there's good reason for it. Because when it comes to growing an internet business and growing an online business, you must be developing your mindset as well, because your mindset is what's going to drive your action, okay? And so you have to work on your mindset. Again, that's not what this video is about. I have other videos on that. Go check out my channel, and I will create more videos on that as well, because I believe that that is what people need, is they also need to work on their mindset. And if I can be that person who provides value to shift the way that you guys think in order to help you create success faster, then that's a success in my part if I had any part in that. So let's talk about starting in your own internet business. And you guys, I don't care what you guys do. If you decide to join me with affiliate marketing, great. If you decide to partner with me in something down the line, great. If you don't, and you just get value from this video, awesome. That's why I'm creating this video. You have to understand something. When you build an internet business, and the reason I'm talking so much about money is because the power of what you can do with an internet business is absolutely insane. And I don't know my exact numbers, but I'm going to share some stuff with you guys about my journey and the struggles that I went through and what most people will go through as they start an online business, and why it filters out the losers from the winners. When you start an online business, when you start an internet business, whether it be a blog or a YouTube channel or whatever the case may be, again, you guys, you don't have to do exactly what I do, but starting out, in the grand scheme of things, it is the hardest. It's the hardest in the very beginning, because first of all, you have to start to develop your DMO, your daily method of operation. And as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we get confused, we get sidetracked, we get shiny object syndrome, and we're all over the place. And it becomes very difficult to hone in and focus on the things that are going to create the biggest, give us the most traction in what we should be focusing on, which are things that are income producing activities. What can I do every single day? What activities can I focus on that are going to multiply my earnings and my efforts, okay? And so what can happen in the very beginning is a lot of people get frustrated and they quit. That is just a fact. That's why most people fail, is because of this one thing that I talk about. I've talked about this before, but you have to understand something if you want to create success online in your own business, is you must adopt the idea of something called delayed gratification. So, we live in a microwave society right now. People just want to press a button and it's instantly done. And that is not the way that building a successful business on the internet works today. Okay? That's just not how it happens. A lot of people ask me, should I invest into advertising? Should I do Facebook ads? Should I do YouTube ads? Should I do Google ads? And my honest answer to that is I would ask you a question first. And my question to you would be, are you making money already through free methods, whether that be via a blog or a YouTube channel or free marketing on social media? And if the answer is no, then absolutely do not invest money into advertising. I do not think you should do it. I think that you should do the upfront work and start to grow an audience and monetize that audience and learn to create value in the marketplace first. And the reason that I say that is because let's just say that you do have a budget for investing into advertisement, all right? And you want to start running ads. First off, you're going to lose money in the beginning. I personally don't think it's losing money because I understand the data that you're collecting when you run ads. But for most people, they don't understand that. And when you run ads, you're getting data at first before you can scale your ads, okay? But the reality is, even on paid advertising, you are creating content. And people don't think of advertisements as creating content, but it is content creation. You're creating content that, yes, it is to drive leads and sales, but nonetheless, it is still content that you are now paying to get in front of your ideal customers. Does that make sense? So if you don't know what you're doing, if you know nothing about marketing and you start running advertisements, chances are they're going to suck. And not only are you going to lose money on collecting data, but you're not going to even know what to do with that data when you get it. So that's my 2 cents on advertising, at least when you're starting out. If you are making money and you do have a budget for running ads, go for it, okay? So I want to also talk about real quick something about compounding efforts. This right here is what I love about the internet It's why I think that you can make millions of dollars on the internet. It is exactly why I started my business and why I started a YouTube channel and why I started growing my email list, is because I understood the idea of compounding efforts, which, I mean, if we're talking in layman's terms, we're just talking about passive income. Okay. And so here's what can happen. Like I said earlier, and I started this off, if you knew that you deposited $100 and that would yield another $100 right back to you, you would do it. You would. I'm not even asking you. I'm not asking you guys, would you do it? Maybe I did earlier. I know you would. Any person in their right mind, ethically, who could put in $100 and get more money out, they would do it every single time. How many times a day would you do it? Over and over and over again. As long as that machine kept spitting out money, you would do it. So I want you guys to think about it this way. When you're building an internet business and you're starting out, it is the hardest time to do it because you're not getting an instant return on your investment, whether that be paying for ads, okay, or investing your time into creating content, okay? And so what you must understand is that if you don't stop, first of all, you're going to get better at it. Everything takes time. Anything worth achieving in life takes time. If you want to build an internet business that pays you 6 figures, it's going to take time. A lot of people come into this space, and because the potential to make a very healthy income is there, they want it to be instant. And when it doesn't happen that way, they think it doesn't work, or it's a scam, or even worse, they doubt themselves and think that they can't do it. And they end up quitting. But what you must understand is that when you're starting a business and you treat it like a business and you understand it is a business and will pay you like a business, then you become unstoppable. And I want you guys to think about that. I want you to think, if you just keep going, you're breaking through the barriers that most people get stopped at. And the reality is most people are going to hit barriers. I don't know where you're at in your online business, but I can guarantee you one thing. You're going to have things, obstacles, barriers that are going to make you want to quit. But here's what happens. This is where the losers are separated from the winners. When you have a winning mindset and you just make a decision, and I joke around about this quite a bit, but there's so much truth to it, is that success is just a decision. It's just a decision. And when you truly make that decision and you mean it, the actions that are going to get you to that success will follow. You will start to take action as that successful person. You will start talking more successful. You will start acting like the person that you want to be. And a lot of this is mindset. People actually don't believe that they can and that they will build a business that gives them financial freedom. And trust me, you guys, if most people believed it and they believed in themselves and they made the decision to do it, they would be acting in a completely different way. And I would be able to tell this, and I can tell this. I can tell when someone believes that they're going to create success. I already know. All I have to do is see what they're doing every single day. Because the reality is that successful people, go look at anybody who's successful, have created a daily method of operation that not only got them there, but they're also constantly learning new methods of operation that will get them to the next level. And they're willing to invest and learn from other people. Let me tell you something about when I first started. When I first started on the internet and I knew that I wanted to create a business using the internet and I knew it was possible, I didn't absolutely know that I was going to do it in the very beginning, but I knew it was possible. I saw enough proof. I saw enough people doing it who I thought were no smarter than me. I said, if they can do it, there's no way that I can't do it. And I want you guys to feel the same way. But what happened is I started to learn a little bit about marketing, okay? And in no way am I saying that I'm a guru, right? But I've come a long way from when I first started. And so when I first started, I knew a little bit. I read some books on it and I thought, hey, I know it all. I know it all. And I got distracted and my mindset wasn't right because I thought I knew it all. So what happens when you think you know it all? Here's what happens. You shut yourself out to learning and becoming better. And that's exactly what happened to me. It's exactly what happened to me because I thought I knew it all. Yet, my results said otherwise. I wasn't making, at the time, what I wanted to do was $10,000 a month. That was my goal. I told I'm going to build a business that makes $10,000 a month. But I couldn't even get to that point because I was closed off because I'm Nathan Lucas. I know it all. I didn't know anything. I had no results to show for what I knew. And so this is another point I really, really, really want you guys to understand because there's a lot of people running around the internet who know it. They know marketing, they know branding, they know building a business, yet they're not doing it. Yet they have nothing to show for it. Yet they don't have a six-figure business. So I want you guys to understand something. It's very dangerous if you want to be successful. It's very dangerous to have a lot of knowledge, but you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing anything with it. See, knowledge can be deceiving because if you're missing the one piece that's going to create freedom in your life, which is application, you're going to be right where you're at for the rest of your life. You're going to be right where you're at for the rest of your life. And one time I heard this, recently I heard this, I've mentioned it before, but it's so true. If knowledge was the key to success, then wouldn't people like librarians be the most successful people in the world? I mean, they're around a wealth of knowledge every day. So maybe they decide to read more than anyone else. But wouldn't they become the most successful people in the world if they're surrounded by all this knowledge? That's not how it works. Application is key. You have to have knowledge, yes, but applied knowledge is where the power comes from, okay? And so I want to talk more real quick about compounding efforts. You see, the day and age that we live in with the internet is if you push through that initial start where it's tough and you don't get any return on your investment, this is where the power of this $100 comes into play. If you push through, when you start to create content and you start to make sales and you start to build an email list and you start to build a following and you start to continually serve your marketplace and you just simply don't give up and you push through that $100, right? I want you to think of every piece of content you put out there as a deposit of goodwill that returns in a monetary sense. Does that make sense? You're putting goodwill, you're putting knowledge that will help people out into the marketplace. And because you do this, you raise your value and you become more valuable in a monetary sense. You will have more money flowing through your business. And so I'm going to go over some numbers. This is what happens if you decide to do this, you guys. This is why back a few years ago when I decided that I was going to do this, why it was no longer an option. Just like I gave you that example of depositing the money and getting more out, right? When I started my business, and I'm going to wig these numbers here for a second, but I think my first year or my first 6 months, I know I didn't make any residual income, but in my first entire year, I think I only made about $1,000, okay? My second year, total, not just that year, but in total, so now 2 years, I think I made about $10,000. That's not including paying for tools, software, services, training, and everything. So at this point, maybe I still was broke even right about there, okay? Now, this is where things get crazy. This is where most people would have quit at that point, all right? I was putting in work. It wasn't focused work, however. I didn't have my daily method of operation, but when I tuned it in, I just went, and hammered it home, things changed. So my first year was about $1,000, we'll just say. My second year was maybe $10,000, all right? And my third year, which was just this last year, was over $600,000. I want that to sink in for a second. And I believe it was over 7, but I think my tax return was a little less than $700,000. You guys, I'm a normal dude who just decided. I'm a normal dude who just decided because I understand that the internet could provide a way for me. And not only that, I can inspire other people and help change the lives of other people and help change their mindset that can change their life. I'm passionate about it. And so I get to do something part-time from home that I'm passionate about that pays me a ridiculous amount of money. And I want you to understand that it doesn't happen overnight. You must put in the work. And that work is based off decisions that you make. And so one thing that I found along my journey that absolutely could have stopped me, it could have destroyed my entire business, is how I feel. It's how I feel. This is what a lot of people do. And we're human. This is human nature, is to make decisions based on how we feel, okay? How we feel, all right? And so what happens is if you make a decision and you feel that you want to become successful, you feel like starting a business that can change your life and give you financial freedom, that's great. And a lot of people make that decision. But where your feelings will bury you is that every day when it comes down to it, people don't feel like working. Stuff in life happens. Tragedy happens. Relationship problems happen. Exhaustion happens. And we don't feel like doing the work that can give us our freedom. I tell you right now, it happens to me all the time. But I learned a long time ago that if I wanted to change my life, if I wanted financial freedom, if I wanted to inspire and change the lives of other people doing what I'm passionate about, I have to put my feelings aside and I have to do what I need to do, regardless of how I feel. And I had to actually ask myself, what is it that I want and how bad do I want it? And I want you guys to ask yourself that same thing. Because again, it's more than just money. This is not just about money. This is about your freedom. This is about who you really are and the level that you're willing to rise to. Because I believe everybody, including myself, we have so much potential that we're still not tapping into. And I want to make it my life's mission to try and tap into my full potential, which I know if I decide to do that, and if you decide to do that, there's a ripple effect. A lot of people don't get that. There is a ripple effect. If you decide to keep pushing through, if you decide that you're not going to quit, do you understand the amount of lives that you're going to impact? It's insane. And you make a difference. You can make a difference if you just make a decision. And so, as you can tell, I get pretty passionate about this because this whole internet business thing has completely changed my life. And I get feedback now almost on a daily basis where I've been able to touch the lives of other people. And it's the most rewarding thing for me to be able to see is that what I do and the decision that I made a long time ago is affecting my bank account. I'll be honest, I want my bank account to change, right? But in doing that, I also get to have an impact in the lives of other people. There's nothing better than that to me. And so I don't know where you're at, okay? But I hope that you, first of all, if you haven't started your own business, you start. You start, because this whole online game, a lot of people are saying, it's too late, it's too late. They're naive. It's just starting. It's just begun. There's plenty of room for you in success because all you have to do is break through what most people won't do. Most people are not willing to do it. So make a decision. Don't be those type of people. Be the very small amount of people who are willing to push through and change your life. And in the process, change other people's lives. And change your bank account. It's possible. I'm proof. And there's plenty of other success stories out there as well. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. If it was, hit that thumbs up. And of course, share this with someone who you think would get value out of it. This is Nathan with Freedom Influencer. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.